I'm Charlie. I'm with wateroutfitters.com. I'm going to talk to you today about what you need to know about life jackets before you should go out and purchase one. There's 5 main types of Coast Guard regulated life jackets. PFDs 1 through 5 are the 5 regulated types. I'm going to talk to you today about the 3 that you should know for recreational water sports or going out into the water. There's Type 2, Type 3, and Type 5 that I'm going to talk about. Type 2 is mainly going to be for children and younger kids. What it is, it's a life jacket that will fully support somebody if they're in the water. They won't need to kick, paddle, do anything like that. And then in most cases, what it'll have is some sort of head restraint or head flotation behind you. What that's going to be for is if a kid falls into the water or somebody that's not accustomed to it, it's going to flip them upright. It's going to keep their head above the water and keep them supported so that they don't have any sort of issues. What it is it's just a little added safety feature for kids that aren't used to water, don't know how to swim, or just get freaked out if they get tossed from a boat or fall off a jet ski or something along those lines. And then what you're going to talk about is the Type 3 PFD, which is a Coast Guard approved regulated jacket. It's the most widely used life jacket that you'll see. It fully supports somebody's weight, so you won't need to kick, you won't need to paddle, you won't need to do anything else. You just put it on and then you know that you're safe. If you fall into the water, it'll keep you above the water and you'll know you'll be okay. The Type 5 PFD is going to be what's known normally as a comp vest. It's a lot thinner construction. It won't fully support you in the water, but what it does do is it gives you full mobility so that if you're water skiing or wakeboarding, you have full movement of your arms. You can get around a lot easier. And what it also does is if you hit the water really hard in a fall or a crash, it takes a little bit of the brunt out of it and protects your body and everything like that. So as far as sizing for life jackets go, there's a couple things you need to do. What you need to do first is put the life jacket on, zip it up, buckle it up, or pull it over your head. However it closes, you want to put it on, buckle it all up, make sure it's nice and snug on you and comfortable as to how you would wear it in the water. And what you should do is yourself or have somebody come from behind you, pull up on the shoulder pads or the shoulder straps or whatever it's got there, and you want to make sure that the life jacket itself doesn't come up over your ears. If the life jacket pulls over your ears, what most of the time that's going to mean is water's up over your mouth and it's going to make it really hard to breathe, and we don't want that. There's a couple different types of life jackets that are construction. There's the 2 main ones, which are nylon and neo. Your base life jackets are going to be made out of nylon. They don't dry as quickly, they're a little bit uncomfortable, or a little bit less comfortable, but it's a life jacket that's a little bit cheaper. It's something you can throw into the boat and just have just in case somebody wants to go out, or you can have one of every size so that you know that you can always accommodate whoever's out on the boat with you. And then there's neoprene life jackets. They fit a little bit snugger, they're a little bit more comfortable. The nice thing about them that I like is that when you're out on the boat, if you get out of the cold water, it dries fairly quickly so that the next person that goes on doesn't have to put on a wet life jacket, because everybody hates putting on a wet, cold life jacket right before you get into the water. And then the last thing that you probably need to know about life jackets is different ways of closure. Most of them will either have some sort of buckle or zipper or a combination of the both. They'll zip up and then you'll either have 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 buckles that go around it also and close it. And then there's also most of the comp vests will have a pullover, so there'll be no buckles, no zipper, you just pull it up over your head. And the whole reason behind that is so that it gets the tightest fit to you, gives you the most movement. You can ski, you can wakeboard, and you don't have to worry about bulky buckles or zippers around you. I hope these videos help you in deciding what life jacket's best for you to get out there and be safe in the water.